All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We're back with another video, and this time it's, part 6 in my series, my CD box set collection, the long box format. This is where I take a look at the format that was predominant in the 90s, early 2000s, where you had your CDs in jewel cases inside a long box, that sort of thing. So we're going to kick it off with one of my favorites from Rhino Records. This is a 4 CD box set, came out in 1999, Loud, Fast, and Out of Control, that spotlights 50s rock and roll. 4 CD box set that is not looking at the crooners or pop music. It's hard driving rock and roll. And this is a terrific box set that I often return to when I want my sort of fix of a great variety of 50s rock and roll. And you've got just about all the big ones that are represented on here. You've got Chuck Berry, Carl Perkins, Ronnie Hawkins featured on here. So many greats. It is just a wonderful box set, and throughout it they have little snippets from 50s movies too that just kind of set the tone, that sort of rebel tone. And so it's the typical long box format, and I kept the hype sticker on the inside saying that this ain't nostalgia, it's the devil's music. 4 CDs of the stuff that scared the hell out of mom and dad, featuring Little Richard, Elvis Presley, Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, Bo Diddley, plus 80-page booklet packed with rare photos and true tales of teenage vice. It was just the days too when Rhino really had fun with stuff like this. They just would have a lot of fun with it. So it's a terrific book. As I mentioned with the series, I'm not going to take too long looking at the book, but it's great, great movie posters from the 50s. And this is just a great booklet. That kind of gives you an indication of what's inside. And just hard drive and rebel rock and roll from start to finish. Really great to listen to it. As I say, it's a CD box that I often return to when I want that real fix of 50s rock and roll. Okay, so then the CDs simply sit inside like this, and they're nice and stylized. So let's take a look at CD 1. And then that's everybody that's on there. And yeah, it's interesting how it's all divided into the 4 CDs. When you have Go Man Go, Flip Out, Rebel Rock Out, and Untamed Youth. I love that. So there you have that, and then lots of fun. And disc 2. And CD wants to come out of that one. Oh, I guess I should. There's something back on CDs. Like that and like that. So yeah, I mean, great artwork through this. Let me just show you that other one. I forgot that there was a picture behind. There's Capital, and even the stylized. Like, how fun is that? Like Rhino. Like that. That's great. Okay, so there's those 2 discs, and then we have disc number 3. Great selection of artists. Great artwork. And last but not least, disc 4. Savage Streets. Danger lurking around every corner. But yeah, just a terrific box set. Okay, so there you have that. That was from Rhino Records from 1999. And of course, we do know this album, the double album Nuggets, original artifacts from the first psychedelic era, 1965 to 1968. As you can see, this is, of course, the Rhino box set edition that came out in 1998, expanding the classic double album into 4 CDs. So they just fill this right up with music. So you have the original Nuggets on volume 1, and then the rest is all bonus stuff. So they just fill it right up, and it is just terrific. Okay, so let's take a look inside. So we got that, and then a really nice expanded booklet on this. I'll just put that there. Oh, okay, so again, almost very much like the 50s rock and roll. A nice booklet with a lot of album covers and 45 covers. Really terrific, and of all the 45 labels there, and a very extensive booklet. So this was definitely a real labor of love for Rhino Records. And I think they mentioned in this that Nuggets, the original double album, was a major inspiration to Rhino Records to start their reissue label. So again, with these Nuggets, it's really nice is that they dig up, really hard to find photos on most of these bands, and then nice write-ups on all the songs that are included. So absolutely terrific box sets. So we've got, of course, the classic artwork from the first one, or from the double album, the original. Oops, and fortunately, this jewel case is not in the best of condition. Okay, so we've got nice stylized there and there. I should replace that. Yeah, that's that's the downside of jewel cases for sure. Okay, so there's that. And what's interesting, they do the rest of the artwork similar to this, but I don't think the rest of the artwork matches this particular style. You'll see what I mean. I mean, it's a nice attempt to keep the same type of artwork, but I just don't find it engaging as much. So we have, I don't know if I can show you the difference. I mean, you have that, and then you have this. I mean, it's similar, but it's just, I just don't think the artwork's just quite as good. It's maybe just a small nitpick, but so here we have disc 2, and again, just so much music. Just incredible. And like that. And then there was the disc there, and I don't think there was anything on the inside of these. A little bit of a write-up on some of the artists on the inside here. I guess I should quickly show you on disc 1 with the broken jewel case. And again, just quick write-ups on some of the artists included. Okay, just slip that back in like that, and then we'll carry on with disc 3. And again, it's fun, but it's just, I don't know, there's just something about the artwork's not quite as good as the original. And really looking at some of the early Rhino artwork as well. There's a little write-ups inside. And again, boy, back in these days with Rhino, they just did a great job with these box sets in terms of, they often got very, very creative with the presentation of the box sets, but it's just fascinating how much detail there's in. Great artwork throughout. And there's that. I love the way they incorporate the Rhino label for Uni there. And that. And we'll just slip that back in there, and there we have it. Okay, so there is the awesome 4 CD box set for Nuggets, which is always a pleasure to listen to. And I do have the sequel. Now, as I understand, there's a few of these Nuggets box sets. I only have the first box set and then the sequel, Nuggets 2. But I think there's another one after this, I'm pretty sure. But here is Nuggets 2. Again, a 4 CD box set. This one came out in 2001. And this one is described as original artifacts from the British Empire and beyond, 1964 to 1969. So... and Canada is included on here. You've got a track from the Ugly Ducklings, which were very much in the Rolling Stones style. The track is Nothing, which is a dynamite song. And then there's also an early Guess Who song, It's My Pride, from the Guess Who. But overall, it's mainly British. I think there's a sprinkling of Australian tracks on here as well, but another terrific box set. And see if we can focus here on what's available. But I think you would enjoy for sure. So again, a bit of a nice gloss on this one, and pops out like that, and continuing in the same style with the booklet, and then the CD simply housed like that. So we'll take just a quick look at the booklet. Again, love all these album jackets, 45 sleeves, 45 RPM sleeves. So much fun. Yeah, and this one has really just a nice gloss to the booklet and to the case overall. Again, spotlighting all the songs. Again, just like absolutely vintage and rare to find photos of these groups. It's amazing that Rhino's able to locate them and present them for something like this. Because some of them, you know, very obscure bands. Not all, of course, but some really obscure bands, and it's amazing to be able to present the photos of the band. Okay, and more fun artwork going on here. There we have disc 1. That. And then continuing on, and I don't know if I can't remember. No, there was no write-ups on these ones here. And still having fun with the Rhino label, incorporating it. So there you have, and that was that one. I'm going 2. Yeah, again, Rhino used to just have so much fun with kind of these. That. Okay, and I have volume 3. Again, this is for Nuggets 2. Love the sort of newspaper clippings, sort of the magazine clippings. And volume 4. And there you have it. Okay, so there's the 4 CD box set. As I say, I'm pretty sure there was another one. Might have been another Nuggets British one, but I didn't pick that one up for whatever reason. Okay, moving right along. How about a little bit more 50s rock and roll or rhythm and blues? The great Antoine Fats Domino. They call me the Fat Man, the legendary Imperial Recordings. Now, there have been a number of Fats Domino box sets over the years. I think this was one of the first ones for CD on EMI, because this one came out in 1991 and contains the following in the alphabetical order. Of course, the great Antoine Fats Domino. So much wonderful music. And again, simply the box set style. And a great booklet that's included with this. Some really vintage photos. And giving this, and this was the stuff, yes, it's part of the rock and roll series at the time. And these were some of the other CDs that you could pick up at the time. Nice variety of tunes from Del Shannon, Isley Brothers, the Crickets, Best of Jan and Dean, that sort of thing. Just put that here. And then a really nice booklet, nice write-up on the Antoine Fats Domino. Okay, and they have this kind of little pull-out here. You got some of the great album covers. Okay, so there you have that, and let's take a look at the CDs. Okay, so we've got 2, there's 3, and here we go. And we've got disc 1, very young looking Fats Domino there. And nothing else on the inner sleeves, just the backing there. Okay, so there's disc 1, and then disc 2. Oops. Okay, disc 3, if I'm in the right order here, yep. And it's been interesting, that style of playing at the piano. It's interesting, when we have, sort of the longer microphone stands and whatnot, or can accommodate, but boy, he had to play at that piano with just the typical straight microphone. So he's always having to twist his body, or, when he was singing, but there you go. Wonderful. Yeah, and just some of this great music from the 50s is kind of being forgotten about or pushed aside. But that happens generationally. Okay, so yeah, fun box set, spotlighting a terrific artist, Fats Domino. Okay, we switch gears, and I think I've presented this one before. This is the AC/DC tribute to Bon Scott that they've called Bonfire. This is an odd box set. I mean, there's some good stuff on here, but they kind of pad it, if you will, and you'll see what I mean. So it's predominantly live material with Bon Scott, or at least at the time previously unreleased material. This came out in 1997 as a 5 disc set, but then they also include Back in Black, which I thought was odd because if you're an AC/DC fan, everybody's got Back in Black. There were no extra tracks on this version of Back in Black. It was the standard CD. I don't know why they felt the need to include that, but the box set did receive some criticism that way, but there's a lot of live stuff on here. But just why they felt the need to include AC/DC's Back in Black on here, I'm not quite sure. Okay, so we'll take a look at some of the goodies that are in here. Now, this is missing. I don't know what happened to it. It did include an AC/DC keychain, but I've since misplaced it, unfortunately. But I do have the poster that was included for a CD box set. Not a bad size poster. Hopefully we'll be able to get that all in. Of course, the Bon Scott, the late great vocalist from AC/DC, and a fun picture here of the cover. So there's that, and it's nice that they did. Oh, I should show you the inside there. young Bon Scott there. It's very nice that they really did a tribute, or at least a fitting tribute to Bon Scott. It's too bad it couldn't have been presented maybe a little bit better of an overview with tracks, maybe with live tracks, and it might be something to revisit because you could include a lot of like video stuff from appearances on the Midnight Special, that sort of thing. And I do still have the sticker that was included. Okay, and it's got a very nice booklet, not extensive booklet, but and yes, reading and hearing that AC/DC are getting back together with new music coming out with the band that refuses to quit, with Brian Johnson back in. I think original bassist, original drummer back in too. Of course, Malcolm no longer with us, but Angus, of course, at the guitar helm. But yeah, for AC/DC, yeah, back together again with new music coming out. Incredible. Okay, let's take a look at the CDs. If I've got them here in the right order, I don't know if it matters or not, but here's AC/DC live from the Atlantic Studios. That. Okay, live from Atlantic Studios. And then we have, next on here, we have this put together as a double CD in here, Let There Be Rock, the movie, and Live in Paris. We have that. And then we have AC/DC Volts, which features a fair chunk of alternator previously unreleased. And then we have included Back in Black, which again, not sure exactly what the necessity to include that when everybody would have a copy of that already. And yes, it was a tribute to a Bon Scott, but not really necessary for this box set. So there you have the AC/DC Bonfire box set minus the keychain that was included. So there you go. There's that. Okay, I think we got time for, I have shown this one before, but this is a great box set. This is Alice Cooper, The Life and Crimes of Alice Cooper, and this gets into some great, it's just a great overview for Alice Cooper, back to the days of the Spiders, early Alice Cooper. There's demo versions, quite a few alternate takes and single versions as well, but just a nice, nice overview and fun packaging. They got this like that, and again, it's still the same. It's the jewel cases inside the box, and gosh, this was on Warner Archives / Rhino, And this came out in 1999. So Rhino was busy in the late 90s with box sets. And I have shown this before, so we'll take just a quick look at the booklet, but lots of vintage photos and so much more. And as I recall, yes, this opens up, although this is getting in kind of rough shape, actually. Some of the pages are starting to come out. So that is the downside sometimes of these older booklets, the way you can get some of the pages starting to come out. But it happens. It happens. So there's the book like that. And then quick look at the CDs, and they simply sit inside like this. So we got disc 1. Yeah, and certainly one of the first box sets to take a look at music of Alice Cooper. There's that, disc 1. Then we got disc 2. Great selection of music. Okay, and then we got disc 3. Again, just great, great artwork all through. And disc 4. Oops. And there we go. My goodness, some great artwork and some great music with this 4-disc Alice Cooper box set. Okay, I think we got time for one more. How about Simon and Garfunkel, the Columbia Studio recordings from 1964 to 1970. It's a package that says what it is. You've got the great Simon and Garfunkel albums all put into sort of like a mini jacket. So this one is not the typical jewel cases inside the box, but it's this typical long box format. So you've got all the great Simon and Garfunkel albums, the entire catalog. So it just simply opens up like this, and the discs all fall out. So it opens up like this. I kept the hype sticker on the inside here saying limited edition collector's box, 5 expanded edition CDs, which is quite nice. Wednesday morning, 3 a.m., Sounds of Silence, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, Bookends, and Bridge Over Troubled Water, featuring 9 unreleased and 4 rare bonus tracks, which is cool. And restored original LP artwork, a 76-page booklet with new liners, rare photos, and more. So this is on Sony Legacy. Interesting way they've presented this. Generally the CDs stay in here, but there's little sort of ridges here designed to sort of keep them in so that they don't pop out like you saw them pop out. But here we have, again, not in jewel cases, but in replica sleeves like that. And all of pretty much the same for the labeling. Okay, and so since these cardboard sleeves are replicating the albums, the bonus tracks are not listed on here. Whoops. That. And great Bridge Over Troubled Water. Okay, so there are the 5 discs. And then the booklet quite simply sits in here like that, and you're thinking, my goodness, it's going to be a huge book, but no, it's this is raised a bit, so it's not bad, but you're thinking, my goodness, this is going to be a thick booklet. But the booklet is serviceable. It's okay. Again, I always find it odd if you've got a long box format and then you have almost a CD size booklet. Just seems a little odd. But yeah, not a terrific booklet given the magnitude of the music that is with this set. So there you have it. So that is going to wrap things up for this one. More to come. So do take care, and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.